trying to ollie in my corporate America clothes.
Hey guys, it's your girl Bianca here, and that was my latest little short of me trying to ollie in a parking garage where my car is from work. Because guys, it is still freaking snowing here. Like, I'm so sick of the snow, dog. I am so sick of the snow, but I figured, like, since I can't go skating outside, I might as well learn some terms. Okay, so this video is going to be me, you, us learning skateboard terms. If you're like me and you're a beginner, let's learn together. Okay, so while I'm queuing up the video, if this is your first time here, guys, make sure you smash the subscribe button. We do all things here from skateboarding to fashion to thrift videos. And yeah, man, subscribe and hit the like button. And let's get into this video. So I'm choosing this skater die vid. It's from 5 years ago, so the slang and stuff is probably like not up to date. It's probably not up to date, but whatever's. I'm gonna watch it anyway. And let's see.
So, you're a new skater, or maybe you're just doing some research and trying to find out as much as you can before you start skating. And all you're hearing is this crazy ass jargon that you can barely understand. Skateboarding comes with its own language that skaters use, and once you've been skating for a bit, you'll be surprised how effortlessly you'll slip into the lingo. But for now, let's take a look at some of the most commonly used skateboarding terms, or slang, that you will hear at a skate park.
Okay.
Steez. Steez is a common way skaters describe another skater's style. And no, I'm not talking about their clothes. I'm talking
I was just about to say that, like, back in the day, I don't know if you guys are like too young for like jerking, but your girl was a jerker, okay? I was not a new boy, I was a new girl, okay? But it was like, that was the term, like, if you were like fresh to death, you're like, you steez, like that was steez. Okay, I got that one. We got that one.
about their riding. You could say someone has steez if their style of skateboarding just looks cool. But what's a better example of steez than the king of steez himself, Versace Plug? There's just something about the way that he rides and his style that makes everything he does look so cool.
So I'm guessing steez in this term is just like how you flow and like how cool you are on the board.
Now you're probably wondering yourself, how do I get steez? Or how do I become a steezy skater? Well, let me tell you, it's a very simple trick. And basically all you need to do is over-exaggerate every trick, drop a knee down whenever you land something, and wave your arms around way more than you should. On top of that, it helps if you have an Instagram page with more than 10,000 followers. And you also want to put the newest trap music in all your edits.
Bro said 10,000 followers. I barely cracked 1K.
The snake, or the snake.
NANI?! お前はもう死んでいる。
Oh,
When skaters call somebody a snake, they're usually referring to somebody that cuts them off when they're doing a line and always just gets in their way.
okay, so a snake is somebody that, like, if you're skating and you're on your run and somebody like cuts in front of you, they're snaking you. They're snaking you.
Your kids are the most likely culprits for being a snake, but the chance of them being a snake increases by 10% if they have a razor scooter, and by 50% if they have a helmet that has spikes on top of it that make it look like a mohawk. Even though scooter kids are the most likely to snake you at the skate park, new skaters that are just starting skateboarding have a pretty good chance of snaking somebody as well. So for all those new skaters, here's some skater die tips that will stop you from being a snake.
Because I don't want to be a skate. I don't want to be a snake. That's like my biggest fear.
Number 1, keep your head up and look where you're going. Number 2, observe and follow the flow or the motion of the skate park. And number 3, if you do snake somebody, just apologize and laugh it off. It really isn't that big of a deal.
My bad, bro. My bad, bro. My bad.
Poser. A poser is someone that pretends to be something that they're not. And in skateboarding, when someone calls someone a poser, they're saying that they don't actually skate, and they're pretending to be a skateboarder just to look cool. It's very different from the word am, or amateur, to refer to a skater that just started. Calling someone
Got him in the kisser.
someone a hesh or a core skater. When a skater calls someone else a hesh skater, we're talking about how cool that skater is. It could be that he does really difficult tricks, rides with a unique style, or in the wise words of Gucci Mane, has just acquired a lot of sauce.
See, when I ain't had no money, I still had sauce. So if you don't got no sauce, then you lost.
If you ain't got no sauce, I mean, you lost. Wise words from Gucci Mane himself.
But you also get lost in the sauce.
But that's true.
It can also be used to describe a sesh. An example of a hash sesh or session would be going to the skate park on a Saturday, smoking a bowl, skating in a bowl, and then getting tacos, skating to the beach, and having a bonfire. When a skater is called a core skater, it's because all they care about is skateboarding.
Valid. I get that. Core skating. At your core, you're a skateboarder.
So they aren't always considered hash, as well as core, but the two definitely collide a lot.
Ooh, that's fire.
Sack. This seems pretty self-explanatory. Getting sacked, or sacking a rail, or even sacking your board in some instances is pretty much the worst thing that can happen to you anytime you're riding a skateboard.
Boy, you got on cowboy boots, y'all. Look. Boy, that is a disaster waiting to happen.
And in this case, I think it's better to just let the videos speak for themselves, because words just won't do it justice.
This is not going to end well. Woo! That's Oh. See, ladies, is it just called in the kisser? Never mind.
Landing bolts. This is quite the opposite of sacking a board, and landing bolts is basically what skaters say when someone lands a trick perfectly. And by perfectly, I mean right on the bolts of their skateboard. You'll know you landed bolts when your board feels really secure and balanced under your feet. This is definitely one of the most satisfying feelings you get when skateboarding.
Landing bolts. I have yet to feel the landing of the bolts.
Mob or mobbing. When you hear someone say that someone else's skateboarding is mob, or that kickflip that they just did was mob, or anything about their skateboarding is mob at all, it isn't a good thing. When skaters call something mob, they usually mean that it has bad style. You can use skate moss as a pretty good reference, but I'll help you out with a little bit more detail.
Mob kind of reminds me of sketchy. Like, if you land something like, ooh, that was sketchy. Like, mob.
In skateboarding, there are no rules, and there's no style that you have to skate, or any particular tricks they have to do to be considered a skater. And there's tons of different styles out there, but every now and then there's a collective thing that all skateboarders hate. The first thing that can be considered mob are kickflips that are too
Bruh's nasty with it.
vertical, or any kickflip that you don't catch. I'll have more on that later. Now, ideally, you want your kickflips to be horizontal with the ground, or maybe tilted down a little.
The next thing I think I want to do is like skateboard tricks. So stay tuned for that video. I think that will be a really good one because all I know is a ollie and a kickflip. So the next video we'll go over skateboard terms, unless they review it in this video, but we'll see.
A little bit if you want to add that extra bit of steez. But when you do a kickflip and your board is just vertical like a rocket, it doesn't really look good, and it also increases the chances of you sacking yourself with your board. Mobbed kickflips and heel flips, also known as mob flips, happen when a skater forgets to ollie before kicking out when doing the trick. If you have really bad foot positioning and technique, you can even mob ollies. An ollie is considered mob if the board is too vertical, just like with kickflips and heel flips, and also if the board sags under you and doesn't stick to your feet when you're ollieing. The best way to fix mob skating is by asking another skater to spot you and give you some tips. If that doesn't work, it might be your board. If you have an old board you've been skating for a while now, it might be the reason you can't land new tricks or even land old tricks. So
probably need a new grip tape.
So if you're looking to get a new board today, consider buying it from our sponsor, Cow7.com.
Hey, we ain't sponsored. We ain't sponsored.
And get yourself a great board. Check out Cow7.com with the link in the description below this video.
Okay.
Catch, or catching your board, is when you catch your board while it's still spinning with your feet and then proceed to land it. This is the way you should do most of your flip tricks, and actually any trick in skateboarding for that matter. If you don't catch your board, that means the board is flipping and then stopping on the ground and then you land on it afterwards. Most skaters consider this to be bad style, and it could be the reason that something was called mobbed. Now that I got some of the more basic terminology out of the way, let me cover some of the names of the most common things you'll see at your local skate park. This is a kicker.
Oh yes, this is perfect. This is exactly what I need to This is exactly what I need, because if you guys have seen my skate park videos, if you haven't, go check out my my videos. I'll put the playlist or a little video up there so you can go check it out. But I think I've only been to a skate park maybe about 5 times since I've been beginning skateboarding, maybe about 2 months ago, and I have no idea what the like obstacles are called. So this is perfect. This is perfect.
This is a ramp. At the top of the ramp, there's metal pipe, and that is called a coping.
Ramp and what do you say? Coping? Coping?
Kicker. This is a ramp. At the top of the ramp, there's metal pipe, and that is called a coping. If
Coping. Ramp and a coping.
the ramp goes 90 degrees vertical, it is considered a vert ramp. You know,
Oh yeah, those big old vert ramps like Tony Hawk and Tony Hawk would do back in the day. And shoot, what is it called? Like, I don't know if it was like Nitro Circus. But yeah, I always saw it and I was like, dang, that is fire. But man, they are really high up in the air. So okay, got it.
like vertical ramp. Yeah, you get the idea. A box is considered a ledge, but a ledge is not considered a box. A rail is considered a rail.
Huh? Mario, slow down. Let's go back.
Yeah, you get the idea. A box is considered a ledge, but a ledge is not considered a box.
Okay, but a ledge is not. So a box, I'm guessing, is a standalone, like in the middle, and a ledge is maybe like attached to something going down, possibly. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. Let me know, guys. I'm going pretty fast, and I'm trying to grasp it, but I'm a super beginner. What's
A rail
It's a rail. I got that one.
is considered a rail, but if it's not round, it's considered a flat rail. If the rail goes straight, then down, then straight again, that's considered a kink.
Oh, that's
is
not
a
me.
hub.
Sorry for pausing on that. This video is I should have expected that from Skate or Die, but sorry for the video I chose. I didn't know it was this racy, but okay, so we said a rail and then a kink rail, and it goes doop, 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 doop. And if it's not rounded at the edges, it's called a flat rail.
This is a manual pad. That's a spine. This is a swell bub, and this is a pyramid. I'm not really sure what that is. And if you combine all these things together, you get a skate park.
We're going crazy fast. Let's try to go back. Pyramid.
Is a manual pad.
Manual pad. I don't think I've seen one of those yet at any skate parks that I've gone to. So that's a manual pad.
That's a spine.
Spine. Manual pad, spine.
This is a swell bub, and this is a
Swell bub.
pyramid.
Pyramid. I've encountered some pyramids. I've definitely encountered some pyramids. So pyramids, they're like crazy steep pyramids. Okay. I feel like I should be writing this down.
I'm not really sure what that is. And if you combine all these things together, you get a skate park. If you get one of these things and put them out in the open and not in a park, then that's considered a street spot. And if you and your friends go ride it, it's considered a sesh. Now you keep going.
Shesh.
Going forever with all these skateboarding terms, but I'll save it for another video because right now it's about 1 o'clock. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. Now before you guys leave, which I know a lot of you probably will leave now that you saw me, you guys think.
So I'll subscribe. Okay, I'm subscribed to it. I hit that like button because it's a pretty funny video. Okay, so that's Skate or Die. Learned a couple terms. It's going mighty fast. Let's do this one. It says skate terms that you should know.
Y'all ever heard of these things called skater trainers? If you aren't familiar with this product, these are little silicone guards you put in your wheels.
Has anybody used a skater trainer before, and does it help you? Let me know in the comments.
And they're supposed to stop you from rolling.
I've been thinking about getting one because to work on my ollies more and to work on like trying to etch in a kickflip, but I also really need to lock down a rolling ollie. That's like on my like to-do list. I really want to be able to do a rolling ollie because I really want to skate rails and to grind in sessions.
Rolling so you can land new tricks quicker. I bought some so you don't have to. Let's try them out and see if they're worth it. First, I threw these on my board and I was shocked because they do completely stop you from rolling. Right away.
Yes. Okay, let's check it out.
Here are 10 terms that all new skateboarders should know. This list is aimed at those who are new to the board and may have heard some terms they're not familiar with. Up first, we have a pretty easy one with regular and goofy.
Oh yeah.
If you skate with your left foot forward towards the nose while you're rolling, then you skate regular.
I think I skate regular. Yeah, I skate regular.
Push regular
I think goofy is the other way around.
or Mongo, just know that left foot forward means you skate regular. So naturally, if you prefer to do the opposite and skate with your right foot forward, that means you skate goofy. So this
I think I can skate goofy if I tried, because it's kind of like when I played softball in college, I used to slap, used to be left-handed, so that kind of makes sense. You were on your right foot and you're swinging the bat this way. So I think I could skate goofy if I wanted to. I would definitely have to practice it.
This is a really easy one, but I've seen some brand new skateboarders get confused when it comes to stance. And speaking of stance, at number 2, we have nollie, switch, and fakie.
Okay.
So I'm going to explain this one from the starting point of a regular stance skater. So if this is how you normally skate, then this is just regular footing like we just said. Now, if you stay facing the same way, but you step forward onto the nose of your board, this is called nollie.
Nollie. Okay, nollie.
Because you'd be doing an ollie off the nose, or a nose ollie, or a nollie. Now, if you normally skate regular, but then you change it up and start to skate goofy, that means that you're skating switch, because you've switched your stance from...
Oh, you're a switch skater. We did the same thing with batting. It's a batting turn in baseball and softball. You're a switch hitter. You hit on the right side and on the left side. So got that one.
Regular to goofy. And then finally, if you're standing switch and you step up to the nose of your board, you would now be in fakie position, which I guess you could think of in your head as either a switch nollie or just riding backwards and doing an ollie.
Got you. Okay, so this is making a whole bunch of sense, man. Okay, so if you're skating regular, do my little diagram. So I'm a regular, and then I switch my foot up to the top of the board, in the middle of the board, instead of on the other side. Like if I'm right here and I switch it to like right here, then that's called a nollie. But if I am skating goofy, then and do the same thing, then that's a fakie, or a switch nollie. You got it, guys? Do y'all got it?
Ollie. So these are pretty easy concepts that you should be able to get down. And just remember that if you skate goofy normally, then all of this is going to be reversed for you. Next up, we have pop. Now, this one can technically mean one of two things. The first one being the amount of life left in the tail of your skateboard, which will diminish the more that the tail gets worn away, causing you to have lower ollies.
My skateboard's in my car, guys, but it is so scratched up. It looks exactly like this board. Exactly like it.
But we're going to talk about the other kind of pop, which is literally just when you hit your tail against the ground. In almost every trick tip, you'll hear someone say that you have to pop the tail off the ground, or that
man, Ollie was high.
You need to pop your tail in a certain way or a certain height in order to do a trick. Well, pop is what happens when you slam down on the tail or the nose of your board, hitting it against the ground and causing it to fly up into the air. This is the key concept behind ollies, 180s, pop shove-its, and pretty much every flip trick. And it's all about mastering the perfect balance of timing between slamming the tail down, letting it pop off the ground, but then also jumping at the same time and letting the board lift up into the air. Next up, we have a term associated with pretty much every flip trick, which is flick. Flick is a certain type of motion done by one of your feet, which causes the board to flip over. Some beginners can get a little confused because they think that for a kickflip, you just pop the tail and then kick the board. but there's a little bit more to
Gotta
flick than
flick your
just
foot.
kicking out.
You gotta flick your foot.
Word.
Pop, then flick it.
I would say that flick actually consists of about 3 little parts. The first would be when your foot is sliding up the board and it's turned over sideways, almost like you rolled your ankle. The second part, which is the most important part, your foot comes to the edge of either the nose or the tail of your board, and it quickly flicks outward, which is essentially just pushing out with your toes and straightening your foot back up. And then the final part is just following through with that foot to make sure that you gave it enough power with the flick. Understanding this concept of flick is really what's going to open up the world of flip tricks for you. And just know that once you have this down, it's not really something that you have to break down and think about when you're doing something like a kickflip. It kind of becomes second nature, and you'll just naturally know how to flick your foot off the side
Look at that dog. Can't pet your dog.
of the board. Up next, we have the pocket.
Pocket.
This is one you'll hear a lot of in how-to videos, especially when it comes to something like a 360 flip. So the pocket of your board is right here. It's this little area in between the center part of your board and the nose or the tail, where the board sort of dips down a little bit. And it's basically a little part on your board that's used as leverage when you're going to turn or flip the board in certain ways. So when someone says to put your foot in the pocket, they're probably talking about that little rounded out area by the nose or the tail.
Put your foot in that pocket.
And speaking of pockets, term number 6 is something that's pretty closely related, and that would be scoop. Scooping
Fat man scoop.
is a type of motion usually done with your back foot that quickly causes the board to rotate.
Look at Burshoe. He been flicking and kicking and scooping all kinds of things.
In a 180, 360, 540, or beyond
Woo!
kind of
What's that,
rotation.
180?
And it's probably the term you'll hear most often when you're trying to learn a 360 flip.
360. See, I don't know nothing.
Scooping is done basically by putting your foot in the back pocket. And depending on what trick you're doing, you can slightly hang your toes off the edge of the board to kind of grab the side of the pocket. And then the reason it's called scoop is because instead of completely pressing down and popping the tail like you would for an ollie or a kickflip, you're adding in this lateral scooping motion where your toes sort of hang over the edge of the pocket and grab the side of the board in order to pull sideways and cause the board to rotate. This is a concept that's sort of hard to new skaters as they try to scoop without having their foot far enough in the pocket. So just know that when you go and try and scoop the board, you want to have your foot in the pocket with your toes almost feeling like they're going to grab the edge of the board.
Oh, I see.
And then as you slightly press down, at the same time, you pull your toes behind you in order to cause the board to rotate.
You put your foot in the pocket, in that pocket there, you put your foot in the pocket and you scoop. You scoop it around so your board can do a 360, which is a full turn. Shoop.
And just keep in mind that scooping isn't just for 360 flips.
Okay.
Coming up next, we have the sex change or body varial.
Get matched today with the tax expert who's just right
Do your taxes.
for your situation. They'll do your taxes from start to finish. And you can work with the same expert year after year with TurboTax Live Full Service.
Now, I just wanted to throw this one in here really quick because if I was a brand new skater and I heard the term sex change, I think that I might be a little confused. So remember earlier when we talked about stance and riding either regular or goofy? Well, in skateboarding, you can equate stance to sex so that if you ride regular and then you quickly jump and turn your body to ride goofy, you just did a stance change. Or in skateboarding terms, you did a sex change.
Oh, I see.
And another word for this that means the same thing is body varial. And remember that you can do a sex change by itself with an ollie, with a kickflip, or
These terms are crazy. I wonder if are they updated? Let me know in the comments. Is this term updated to something else? Is it just called like the switch turn or something? I don't know. That's funny.
pretty much almost any trick. At number 8, we have front side and back side rotation.
Front side.
Now, this one's a whole thing that I'm not going to get really far into because I already did a video on this. So I'll just give you one simple memory hack. Just remember the acronym WSOI BIFOD FOB.
With soy biff o adifab. Okay, let's see what that stands for.
Which just stands for whichever side of your body is facing outward determines front side or back side.
Whichever side of your body is facing outward determines front side or back side.
Except for fakie.
What?
So with that in mind, I'm going to show you some 180s. And depending on which side of my body is facing outward when I rotate, we're going to determine if they're front side or backside. So here I'm skating regular, and I pop and turn, and the front side is facing the camera, so it's front side.
Okay.
And now skating regular, and I pop and turn, and my back is facing the camera, so
I
it's
see.
backside.
Okay, so you're using just like whatever's in front of you as your point of reference. So if you do like this, you're facing this way, you go like this. That's a front side. But if you're skating like this and you go the other way, that's a back side because your back is toward the whatever's in front of you. Okay, that's pretty easy.
Now I'm skating nollie, and I pop, and my back is facing the camera, so it's backside. And nollie
Backside
seems to be
ollie?
the one that
So that would be a backside ollie
people mix up.
or what? This is a nollie front side flip, not a backside. This is a nollie front side flip, not backside. Nollie. Oh. So you put in your, remember guys, nollie was if you're skating this skateboard and this is regular and you do it like this, right? That's a nollie front side. If you do a pop and you turn your body towards the camera, then that will be a front side, not a back
The
side.
most, but just keep in mind it follows the same formula as the others. So switch follows the same rule. I pop and turn, and it's front side. And finally, for fakie, for some scientific reason that I don't know, I pop and turn, and even though my back is on the outside, it's front side. So it's best to just think of fakie as having the same front side and backside rules as skating regular, except you happen to be rolling backwards. I'll leave a link in a card to one of my quick tip videos where I talk more about this front side and backside stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do one of them quick tips. I'm gonna follow you, sir, and click on that flip that FS and that BS.
Coming up next, we have more front side, backside with front side and backside grinds. Now this one's easy and isn't too complicated at first. Basically, when you're rolling at an object that you're gonna grind, if it's on your front side, then yep, you guessed it, it's gonna be a front side grind. And conversely, if you're rolling and it's behind you, then it's gonna be backside.
Okay.
Now, if you're doing straight up grinds and slides, this should pretty much apply across the board.
Front side.
But keep in mind, things can get a little complicated once you start doing frontside 185 O's or nollie 270 lip slides.
Sir, what?
And finally, for our 10th term, which is actually a collection of little
You took me too fast.
terms, we have skateboard parts. Now, I'm going to go over this very briefly because you can find this information all over the internet. So we have the main part of your board, which is obviously your deck.
Your deck.
Then we have the coarse, gritty stuff on the top of your deck, which helps your
Grip tape.
feet stick to it, which is called grip tape.
Let's go.
So please don't call this one sandpaper, even though it really is just sandpaper, essentially.
Valid.
And then you got your trucks.
Trucks.
These suckers are the thing that attach the wheels to your board and also allow you to grind and turn. And up next, we have the wheels. These little polyurethane donuts are what let you roll across the ground. They come in different hardnesses and sizes, but we'll save that for another video. So your wheels would be useless if you didn't have bearings.
I was going to say bearings.
These are the little metal circular things that go inside of your wheels, which allow them to spin on your truck. You just pop them in, throw them on, and get rolling. Next up, we have your hardware, or your bolts. These are the set of 8 little cute nuts and bolts that attach your trucks to your deck, which is actually pretty darn important. And then finally, you attach all these things together and screw them in and tighten them up, and you have yourself a skateboard.
That's yourself complete, baby.
So there you have my brief overview of skateboard terminology that every beginner should probably know. Not only can they give you a better understanding of how a skateboard works or how to perform a certain trick, but hopefully in the end it can help make you a better skater just by adding to your knowledge and give.
Thank you, sir. I'm definitely going to VLSkate. So let's subscribe to his channel. Give him a thumbs up. 7 years ago, that was more than the Skate or Die. So I mean, yeah, we have some other ones that are more recent. Let me go back to my screen. But yeah, guys, so we learned quite a bit today. what I'm going to do is I am going to put the links to both of these videos in the description so that you guys can go watch them. And I think I'm going to like type up all of the terms that were in both of the videos today and put them in the description as well. I hope it won't be too long. But I'll do something like that for us, because I want to get a better understanding of the tricks, and I ain't got none but time since I can't go outside and skate. So yeah, man, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Next up will probably be more, if the weather doesn't clear up, we'll go into skateboard tricks, so look out for that video. And smash that like button if you like this video, subscribe to your girl, and come along with this skate journey with me, guys. So man, I love you guys so very much. I hope I hope you have a great rest of your day, and that's it for me.